And we are live now.
Hold it.
Sorta.
All right. Wait, are we?
Maybe. I
What is up, beautiful
guess.
people? It's Wolfbrother Methos and
Could be. And I'm maybe freak. Maybe.
And that's the Freakaliciousness. And welcome to the show tonight. Guys, let us know if you can hear us. More potato problems.
I should be able to hear us okay. I mean, all the mics are up. Yours is coming through according to this. My backdrop now has been fixed. You can actually read it. Instead of Sorf, it says Frost. Fist is
Yeah. I was just looking at that. Our wolf heads and fists are facing the same way. How about that?
How about them apples? And I am wearing my Chilling War Gamers skill chat.
You know, we didn't plan this, but
Oh, you shut your mouth. What?
good time to remind everyone that we're part of both the Edict Beer Wargamers Unification Group and the
Freaking
Chilling
are.
Network. And we're representing with our Chilling Wargamers shirt tonight.
You freaking are.
So I am super pumped.
Yeah, super pumped at that. So my thing.
Commodore said, Jesus, can you at least hook up multiple potatoes to increase your power?
No can do. The problem is that we can't even put them together because they'll cause a short. So no.
Oh, man.
Fucking hang on, let me output only. Enter.
What are we looking at? What are we looking at?
I'm just trying to. Guys, can y'all tell me if you can hear the music in the background? Give it a second here. I'm going to turn it up so you can hear. Tell me if you can still hear that.
All right. While you do that, and while you guys let us know, I know we have Brother Atlas in the chat, our Smash Captain Archer,
Hi.
and we have the Commodore in the chat. Just barely, says our
That's good. It's not supposed to be overbearing.
Commander.
Hi, Poppy.
Commander.
Get him.
Hey.
Sorry. I'm sorry. Okay, I'm sorry. When I get aggravated, I do things to kind of mischief to kind of make me feel a little better. I'm sorry, Methos. I didn't mean to do that. That was not appropriate. I apologize. I'm gonna drink my coffee and STFU. I can't hear you, Methos. You're muted.
Right. I'm muted for Commander. All right, so guys, we're going to have a really chill night tonight. It's going to be a laid-back show because hopefully we want to save some of this potato processing power for our big UK show in the morning.
I am scared. I have fear for tomorrow.
Yeah, every time we have on a big guest, you know what happens to the potatoes? They get overloaded.
Yep. Hey, I finally got my light to work. That's barely. I mean,
That's good.
It's on life support, but it's
Sure, you
working.
guys can tell that during our 700 sub giveaway video, Freak was a little darker than usual because we were having some lighting issues.
Wow. Wow.
Anyways, skipping right over that. Wolfwraith, good evening, my brother. Good to see you, my man.
Hi. Happy freaking Friday, X-Gear Commander.
Freaking Friday, indeed. And I hear you got in a good nap today, and I have to say I have been racked full of nerves all week waiting on a phone call because I got in very little hobbying this week. I've been really busting tail on a big project at work trying to make some things happen that I can't really go into yet. But I've been working really hard on something. And
hard on what?
Anyways, and so I haven't gotten much hobby in, but I was supposed to get some news on the big thing I've been working on today, and I got no news. So now I have to wait all weekend to know if it went well or if it went badly.
So before we get into that, guys, I want to apologize to everyone because of our promptness, lack thereof. So I fired up my computer. I had to take a little nap because I was really, really exhausted. I worked last night because of I was on call, and I get here, turn the computer on, and the power supply fan was making a racket. The fan was hitting the fan guard, and it was super loud. I'm thinking, man, there's no way I'm going to be able to do this live stream, with Methos and this thing just going, So I take the whole thing apart. I'm trying to find it, and I finally find it, and I see that the fan guard's pushed in. So I'm doing surgery on the thing. I put it back together, and I cannot get the video to come on. I'm like, oh, great. It's one of those things. You touch one thing to fix, and something else breaks. Sorry. I had what's called the Burrito California from a local Mexican restaurant. My wife and I went just earlier.
Which local place?
It's I forgot. It's kind of Himaldo. It's on Nickel Sawmill, right down Signal Mall, going towards Cemetery, whatever. Anyway, it's a really good place. Anyway, so finally, by the time I figured out what was going on, I was actually trying to plug in. Oh, I had a connection issue. I was trying to plug in the wrong HDMI cable. That cable was going to my other computer. Anyway, so it's just one of. So I didn't even have time to be able to get Chaplain Emo together. I couldn't call him. I'm sure if I call him now, he'll probably just say something stupid and hang up on me. So, but hopefully I can get a hold of him tomorrow.
Yeah, especially since we have on a guest tomorrow,
right?
And I just put together the thumbnail, so hopefully I'll have some approval to share it around and make some announcements. But in the morning, guys, if you'll join us at 10 a.m. U.S. Central Time or 4 p.m. over in the UK, we'll have on the Restless Kaiser from Modeling for Advantage. How many times do you think I can do that tomorrow during the show before he gets annoyed with me?
I'm already annoyed with you.
That's the spirit. This speeder, the
Spider.
Spider.
It's the spider. Even the smallest bites of Arachnus Dethicus will instantly paralyze.
So he is looking, the spider is looking, Fabius Bile is looking pretty boss.
Yeah.
I have no interest in playing anything, Fabius Bile related, but the bosses do look pretty boss.
Yeah, they do. Fabius is kind of creepy AF, though, man. He is just gives me heebie-jeebies every time I look at him. Yeah.
I mean, he's wearing nothing but skin.
I get
so,
it.
Yeah,
but it's like...
Fabulous Bill is looking good.
Fabulous
Bill. Fabulous.
Oh, fabulous.
I love how people take the 40K names and give them modern twists like Bobby G and Fabulous Bill. Kind of like that.
Oh, no.
All right, so tech problems aside, Freak, how else was your week? Any hobby updates?
I have a little bit. I mean, I haven't done anything because I was on call all week, so I haven't got anything on the table. I did work a little bit on that only demon, whatever, flippy, for the new game that we got. But I didn't have a whole lot of time to work on them. I did, however, get some time playing this game I had before. It's called Elite Dangerous. I played it a long time ago, and I thought it was a really great game. Basically, it's a space simulator, I guess. It's a sci-fi space simulator. Okay, I don't know if you remember some of the old like Descent Free Space games like that, but you pretty much are flying a ship, in space, and you're 360 degree, and a lot of fun. Well, I learned that there is a VR component to it, and I wanted to try it out. So I hooked it up. I've got my, I've got my thruster.
Very nice.
And and so I put on my VR visor, and I was instantly blown away. You basically have the controls here, but the visor basically helps you see 360 degrees in your ship, and it's just super it's a very complex game, which involves everything from learning how to fly the darn thing, also docking, because you're actually docking in space stations throughout the galaxy. It's really crazy, and it's just super fun. I haven't even gotten past the training yet. That's how complex it is. You've got it's there's buttons and all kind. Oh my gosh, it's incredible. So I'm still learning it. It looks like a really, really fun game. So so that's what I've done. Aside from that, just answering calls at night, dealing with not so bright people. So that's so yes. Luckily, sorry, luckily,
an unrelated hobby. We got to about 3 hours of rafting last night. That was cool.
So much fun, dude. That was a man. That was a lot of fun. So we hadn't played Raft in a long time. Matter of fact, since they've actually updated, I think there were 2 updates since we played last. And dude, that was a kick in the head, man. I don't know how, but you seem to manage to fall off the raft, unbeknownst to me. I'm working on something, and I hear, shoot, dang, I'm like, what happened? Where are you? Methos, where are you? No answer. You're like, oh, I'm over here. Like, what? And you're like just trying to swim back while the shark trying to eat you on your butt. Like, oh God, no.
We were close to the island. It was okay.
So I'm like, hold on, let me throw the anchor down.
Flashback to 5 minutes of don't give me.
But it was a lot of fun. We got a lot accomplished. We built up our raft even more, So yeah, it's pretty cool. I can't wait to play again.
Brother Ian says last time he played an Elite game, monitors had around 100 pixels.
Wow.
Wow.
So what did you do, man? What have you gotten done? What did you did? What did you didn't do?
I haven't really had a chance to hobby all week, which much to my dismay. So I've done some very minor things. So I have the same 5 knobs that I did the skin tones on last week. I did the black parts of the armor, the leather for the pouches and boots, and a little bit of my rusty metal work, and that was really good. And the gray for the pants. So my 5 knobs are coming along, I guess, very slowly at a snail's pace. But I've got all the big stuff down. I just need to do my black wash and then the details. And the details are going to take even longer. So just kind of show you guys. We got this guy with the 2-handed big chop over the shoulder. That's not bad.
No, it's not bad.
So that's pretty cool. Then I've got this guy with the 2-handed big chopper. Nope. Anyways, so you can see the leather work on him. It's a little blurry, but whatevs. Anyways, I've got the boss here with the metal skull and the metal faceplate and the power claw.
The claw.
He kind of gives me some Shredder vibes. Another power claw. Ooh, Jesus, that just does not want to come into focus. And a shooter. And then I'm back on this board here. I plan on doing some checkerboard. And then the 5th guy has got buzzsaw and a big shooter. So yeah, I got the leathers, got the pants done, got the black shirts done, and did my rusty effects. So and man, there's just so much more details on these knob guys. Of course, they're the elites compared to the orc troops, but there's just so much more detail on these guys. They're a lot slower to paint than doing the troop choices. That's really all I've done. I did get one of our patrons stopped by and brought me a Hero Forge model he wanted painted as a Wolfguard level. So I'm going to be doing this for one of our patrons. It's a Hero Forge model. Pretty cool. It's a Birdman for his D&D game. And some pretty interesting colorings.
Birdman?
Birdman!
From the Rick and Morty, right?
Oh, gosh, I can't remember the one from Rick and Morty's name.
Birdman.
What's really interesting, it was Birdman something or other. I can't remember that last part.
Harvey Birdman.
Really interesting though, like this coloring here is the coloring he wants for his Birdman. So the yellow head, the pink bill, the black and white feathers on the wings. That's going to be pretty interesting to try and replicate.
Got this, especially with that awesome new airbrush you got.
Do you see how tiny this thing is? There's going to be very little airbrushing here. Oh. Harvey Birdman, attorney at law. The Imperium looks forward to Methos, dozens upon dozens of orcs to fight. Yep. Right now we've got 1 dozen because Methos is a slow painter. Is that a blue-footed booby?
Booby.
I don't know birds. You could. So, you got a second to step over here, Lily? So, also that same patron is one of my brothers. And he brought over the model for me to paint. And while he was over, he also dropped off his Dark Eldar. So now I have some Dark Elves to paint. No, that isn't. So I now have my, what did we count the other night? Archer, 7th Army? I think it's my 7th Army.
Yeah, the majority is heretical, Xenos infested.
The majority? Okay. Let's start with 7 and half. A majority of half would be 4. All right. So I've got Space Wolves, White Scars, Admech, and Sisters, and Imperial Knights. Okay. That is vast majority Imperium.
It's all about perception, man. I don't hear crap. Just the fact you got one too many.
I have orcs gifted to me by my brother Daz, and now I have Dark Eldar gifted to... Oh, wait. And Eldar. Okay, so I have 3. I have 8 armies. I have 3 Xenos.
One too many.
They're probably just going to become 1. I'm probably going to mix Eldar and Dark Eldar into Yanari.
They can do that. Still Xenos.
Wolfwraith's been working on some heavily converted Tyranids, making a 1,000-point Nidzilla list as to change it up from Marines from time to time. Pretty cool. Pretty cool. So I have some of those. Also, this weekend, we got in a couple cool things. I got in Freak's phone case, which is looking pretty cool.
Yeah, I can't wait to use it because I've dropped my phone already. Very nice.
Or his iPhone.
Very nice.
And then when I ordered stickers for us, I had no idea how massive, but looking at these wall scrolls back here, I guess Teespring just does things Texas size. So like the regular nice. Sticker is bigger than my forehead. And then I got the die cut stickers, and that's like the majority of my face right here. Like that's pretty cool. I love how it's cut specifically to the cog shape of our symbol.
So cool. They did a great job with that.
So
that's going on neat. Everything. Yeah.
Also, I wanted to dress up my laptop and make it a little more Frost and Fisty. So I did put one of the Frost and Fist stickers on there. But while I was getting stickers for the channel, I got this
Oh.
Sexy Commissar and Sexy Sister of Battle.
Oh, cool.
To go on my computer as well. So that's pretty cool. Pretty stoked with that. Brother Roxas.
Hello.
IT Master in the chat.
Hey, that's my line. What's wrong with you?
If he's an IT Master, that means it makes him a tech marine.
Really?
Actually, he's more like Mortal, but still.
Good.
All right. So that is our very, very, very minor hobby update. Because there's been almost no hobby.
You guys, thanks for watching. Until next time, stay.
Yeah, oh man, like nothing has gotten done this week. I really hate that I didn't get the news about whether or not, the thing at work happened, because now I have to wait all weekend until Monday to find out with,
I cannot believe that.
The sword of Damocles hanging over my head.
I cannot believe that you haven't heard anything.
Not only did I not get the news about that, but also my car is still in the shop. So now I've got to have, I don't have my car for the weekend.
What?
They still can't track down what the problem is. They've had
when you
theories
to like 8 miles an hour, and then when you bring it over there, I don't see anything wrong with it.
Yep. So
come on.
They've had theories that they've been trying to track down all week. So far, none of them have panned out. Right now, they said that they got to check the wiring harness going to my throttle or something like that. And they think there's a break in my line somewhere. So now they've got to pull out all the wiring and rethread the wiring harness. And I don't know anything about cars. So at this point, they could tell me, the wiring to your Johnson rod is messed up. And I'd be like, oh, okay.
Wow.
Guy behind me in line is like, that's a code word for pecker. No, he says that my Johnson rod is out.
I believe them. They're professionals.
So, speaking of professionals, Lily was just like, yep, that's why they come here, quality content. I was just using that as an example to say, this is why you don't go to an Amish mechanic. So, my current computer status, potato. My current car status, potato. So, yeah. So, that's what I'm saying. You must have had some really good luck today, because you see how my day's gone.
It hadn't been too bad. I actually it was very productive today at work. Got a lot of stuff done. I got to leave an hour early, and got home, got to take the wife out to dinner, which is really nice. Enjoyed it, and got to rest for a little bit before the show, because I oh my gosh, I had 3 phone calls in the middle of the night, and it's just because of users, and I had to deal with that, and so I was pretty exhausted. So I'm glad I got a nap in, because oh man, I would have been a mess. So I'm actually feeling pretty good right now. I had a scare with my computer, but it was partial issue, partial human error. So good 50-50. I rolled a 3. Not too bad. I didn't roll a freak. Because I think you've been rolling freaks. So
yeah, I've been rolling freaks today, so we'll see. No, it's more like the dice are just spinning longer than they should. Because I'm looking at the bright side, and I haven't gotten something like, oh, you need a whole new...
Right. That'd be rolling
something
mega freaks. Yep.
Yeah, a whole new multi-$1,000 project here, right? So it's just the dice are still spinning on that one.
Yeah.
And I haven't quite rolled a freak with work either, because they didn't say you're fired. It's just still in limbo. Right. It's just like those gifts of the dice that roll but never stop.
Yes, Commodore, that is exactly what I had to deal with. The ID10T issues. I had so many. so freaking many. As a matter of fact, and this is the one that really gets me. I'm sorry, guys. I am. So, I work at a hospital, and they will normally, get agency staff from another, from an agency, contractors, to come in to fill in. Well, they're supposed to, the staff coordinator is supposed to send in the right forms to IT. And since I'm on site there, they come to me. Well, I go through them, make sure that I have all the information, and then I set up the user access for the site and all that good stuff, and then submit them a welcome letter. They know this. They know this is how the process. I get 2 tickets last night. Hey, this person doesn't have access. And I look through it, I'm like, I never got the information. I got no IT access request form. Close. Call again. Hey, we still don't have access. Close. Ring. Yeah, we're still not having access. I'm far away. Please take your hand, put it around your throat, and choke yourself. Real quick. Do it now. Do it now. So it's like, no, you should not be breathing. So, yeah, that was my night. Yes. ID10T. But I feel better now. Now I'm with you guys and Methos.
That's right. You guys never fail to cheer us up. So we got some hobby content coming. We're not going to bitch about our day all day.
Nah.
In fact, we've got some Art of Zavik, and we've got a couple of War of the Spider articles to talk about. What you want to deal with first? You want to end up on Art of the Week, or you want to start with Art of the Week?
You know what? Let's do I think we do news. Because we did a ton of Art of the Week last week. And I still don't want to miss out on it, but I think we missed out on a lot of news. There's some good stuff that come out, so a lot of juicy stuff like Spider. What do you think?
And we'll talk all about the new 9th edition stuff for our morning show. We'll talk about the War of the Spider stuff tonight.
Okay. All right, let me get all that set up because I didn't even have time to do that.
Right on. While you do that, I will see what folks are talking about. We got Brother Hellchild in the chat. What up, baby?
Howling. Did you send the info on?
Oh.
Okay.
Problem exists between share and keyboard. Kaiju! Good evening, Kaiju, my man. Guys, if you head over to Kaiju's channel, you will see an awesomely painted... Gosh, I'm terrible with names. I've forgotten already. But it's like a fiery Godzilla painted up by Kaiju, which looks awesome. And also, if you head over to the Super Weather Pigs channel, which is just called the Weather Pig painting, he's got a podcast with him and Kaiju on this week. So you can find Kaiju in multiple places this week. Burning Godzilla. Okay, Burning Godzilla. Roxas says, this seems to be the month to be let go.
No bueno. No me gusta.
Yeah. Quite unfortunate, my brother. Quite unfortunate.
I'm really sorry, man.
Tomorrow you can talk about the box reveal as well, as we intend to, my brother. And actually, so because we have had this show planned for tomorrow for a couple of weeks now, and they have been delaying putting up what times they were going to be streaming. Up until this morning, it was a very worrisome possibility that we would be on at the same time as Games Workshop. And of course, it is no secret who would win in that scenario, right?
Yeah.
Everybody would be watching the Games Workshop. stream. So I was highly relieved when they put up the times this morning, and their stream will be on like 2 hours before our stream. So
awesome.
It's all gravy, baby.
Okay, so which one are we doing? The Return of Fabius? Not the one.
We can do any of them, baby.
Okay, let's put that one in. Ciao. The Return. Psychic Awakening. The latest Psychic Awakening book.
Kaiju says, I heard you like kaiju, so I got kaiju to paint a kaiju. You're right.
drink. The cool pick there. All right. Who is he? Who is this guy? Creepy, freaking creepy. All right. All right. What do we? Oh, spider.
You want to read some lore there, brother?
Yeah. Let's do. Let's see which one we want to. All right. Well, let's just go over who he be.
Who he be?
Who he be? Fabius Bile's name has been cursed across the galaxy for 10,000 years. Bile was an apothecary in the Emperor's Children's Legion when it fell to chaos and joined Horus in his heresy against the Emperor. Even then, he'd begun his twisted experiments, attempting to improve Space Marines and declaring the Emperor to be short-sighted. In the millennia since, he's made his way across the war-torn Imperium, seeking to perfect his so-called new men. He even spent time with the of in order to perfect his gene-enhancing skills. War of the Spider sees Fabius being chased by the Death Guard after stealing an ancient device from them. At the same time, he's being tracked down by agents of the Imperium. But as they all enter the spider's web, the hunter may soon become the hunted. Ooh.
And just so you know, that's a homunculi of Gamora.
Yes, that's what I said.
Gamora is the dark elf homeworld.
Right. Oh, I'm sorry. Did you hear something different?
Right. No. I was just enunciating for our viewers. Oh, I heard it perfectly.
Right. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was wondering. This is a crazy looking pick here. This is. That's just pretty. Oof.
So, for anyone who doesn't know any of the lore of Fabius Bile, during the 30K days, that's how long this guy has been around. During the 30K times, this guy was doing things like Human Centipede before the movie Human Centipede was ever invented.
Man.
That's what this guy does, is he stitches people and body parts together into new flesh beast creations. It's pretty gruesome. If you read some of the books where he actually lets some of his flesh beasts go on Space Marines, it's creepy. It sounds like, a Silent Hill scene being described. Kaiju says, by the way, Freak, that you did a fine job pronouncing it in the native Gamora in the native Eldar tongue.
Yeah, that's what I figured. That's what I felt. I felt it. I felt it. Really did. And here is a model. I love the model. I love the way it looks. He's just creepy. So, Fabius's new model perfectly encapsulates the Clone Lord, clad in a coat made from skin and armed with a gruesomely poisonous Cyclops needler. He is definitely among the top mad scientists in the 41st millennium. He even has an assistant now in the form of Surgeon Acolyte to help with his gruesome experiments. Yeah, look at that. What is he pulling out? Oh my God. Is he really pulling out the gene? That is just nasty. Dude, you need help.
That's nice.
That's nasty.
Brother D, good evening, my brother. Good
because he's got a big D. Okay, so the details of this. Okay, this is a very highly detailed mini. Look at that. model is got everything.
So, what do you think? Would you be intimidated paying that many tiny details?
Oh my gosh, dude, that would be a hell of a challenge. Although it would be challenge accepted. I would have to study. I don't know. I like the purple, but I think maybe a different color would be cool. But yeah, this definitely would be challenging as hell. It would be interesting. It would be a lot of fun. I don't know if I could do it justice though. That just to be honest, that's just a lot of shading. That's man, and you got that skin tone. You know.
You know who's two of my favorite painters?
Me and who else?
That I would love to see tackle this challenge. Man, I really hope that either Elstonation or Wolfwraith get a commission for this. That would be amazing to see. That would be
crazy. Yeah, they could show us how to do it.
And you know who's famous for unboxings, and we might be able to see a pro paint job from him? Probably Grumpy Guy Gaming.
Ooh, man, you're in line. Let me open up the front of my computer because.
Evening, Lady Dragon. Okay, I think I need alcohol after seeing that. We're about to get in a close-up of this guy on the right. See what organs he's pulling out of this ultramarine.
Alcohol. Or spider. Okay. Yeah. Oh, yeah, that's right. We can do a close-up. Look at that. He's just yanking his tongue out.
That sound effect is perfect.
All right. And of course, this poor guy was in the Matrix. You can see his.
Is that his tongue he's pulling out? Have you ever seen the movie Warlock?
No.
It's an '80s. It's an '80s movie. I'm not even sure how to describe it. It's an '80s supernatural kind of movie. Oh. Anyways, this Warlock, who's a long blonde hair guy, kind of reminds me of Malfoy's. Of Lucius Malfoy. And anyways, at one point during the movie, he's staying with a couple of Good Samaritan, a Good Samaritan couple is this husband and wife, and somewhere in the movie they confront him and he kills them. Ooh. But for the dude, he walks up to the dude, the husband, and starts to give him a big kiss and rips out his tongue through his mouth with his teeth.
Oh, that sounds.
It's and then he spits it into a hot sizzling fry pan. It's pretty gruesome. Pretty gruesome. Anyways, that's what that scene right there reminds me of, just pulling someone's tongue, through the mouth or throat.
Pretty grody. So I got a little trick question for you. What color is the surgeon's mask or whatever? I guess it's a mask, helmet, whatever.
It's
first glance. I mean,
it looks like
first glance
black highlighted with an Elysian gray. I think a bluish gray.
No. Don't try to dissect it. Just what color is it?
It reads as black.
Okay, cool. That's what I was thinking too. Okay, and you're right. You're absolutely right. I love how he did this because, the first glance it looks black, right? This is a black hood, but it's the highlights. It's just amazing because there's a little bit of gray, a little bit of blue. There's a little, it's fantastic. That is whoever painted this is, did a fantastic job, dude. I'm more and more impressed with some of GW's artists that put these things together and paint them.
Yeah, some people say that their heavy metal team is slacking lately, but I think some of the centerpiece pieces like this, really look great.
I think so. This is well done.
And I mean that from an artistic value, of course, because I've never been a kind of person. I'm not into Death Guard. I'm not into Korn or whatever. Right. I've never been the kind of person who likes gore or that kind of thing.
Right.
So this aesthetic is not my aesthetic, but you can definitely respect the skill done.
Absolutely. No, I agree. Again, from the metallics to the different shades of metallics. I mean, it's just fantastic. I love how he did. Again, and not something that I would play, but something I would love to be challenged to paint. You know what I mean? So really neat.
Right.
Okay. Go ahead.
Gamecraft Dragon has my back with the movie reference. He says it was in the 90s and was played by Julian Sands. That name sounds familiar. Ultra looks face down. I think which Warlock they made 4 or 5. I just meant the original one.
Actually, he's kind of face up.
Oh, and I think us mentioning how a lot of people have been talking about how the heavy metal team's been slacking lately.
Mm-hmm.
Hellchild says, "Bitch is gonna bitch."
Yeah, this is true.
Yeah, we talk about all the time how you can't have nice things. I mean, you just can't please everyone in this hobby,
so
right?
freaking true. I mean,
Mittens D Kitten is currently enjoying our show.
Wow.
Big shout out to Mittens. Thanks for joining us tonight. This is Big D's aesthetic, on the other hand, and he absolutely loves this look. So that's pretty cool. And that's one of the things, of course, I love about such a broad creative hobby like ours is that, no matter what, there's a little bit of something for everyone's tastes,
true.
Right?
Very true. I think it's cool, man. I like it. I think it's, again, I like it.
Objectively, I think it's very cool.
Right. And aesthetically, it doesn't bother me. It's just not something I would play, but it would be super cool to have on my shelf, on my collector shelf. It's,
right on.
It's like, it's just very peculiar. It's an oddity. I like it. Mitten de kittened. Mittens de kitten. Meow meow.
So let's take a look at Fabius Bile's stats, or Fabulous Bill's stats.
Yes, he's got some. Bill's got.
We got a very
stats.
Yep. So he's got a typical 6-inch movement, very typical for any infantry.
Pretty much. Yep.
2-up weapon skill, 3-up ballistic skill.
Yep. Very.
So he doesn't shoot he shoots like a normal Marine.
Right.
So he's definitely more dangerous up close.
Right. Strength 4.
Weapon skill, strength and toughness of 4. Mm-hmm. Pretty normal, right?
Yep.
5 wounds, 4 attacks, leadership 9, and a 3-up save. Yep. So pretty actually, with the exception of a ballistic skill 3-up, he's got pretty much a captain stat line.
Yeah. But I think what he what he has in what he lacks in stats, I think he definitely may make up in abilities perhaps. Yeah.
Yep. So we're gonna look first at his weapon. The Rod of Torment has been upgraded. It actually boosts strength by 1 now. I think it didn't used to.
Mm-hmm.
What's interesting is, so it's a strength plus 1 with an AP 1, and it's D3 damage. And this is, how like there's a lot of things like have a special anti-weapon profile. It's like if you're attacking a vehicle or monster, you do extra damage.
Right.
It's the opposite here. If you're attacking a vehicle, you're actually only doing 1 damage. So it's like D3, because if you think about it, him as a mad scientist, he's got a lot of things that are good against flesh. Right. So as long as he's working on flesh, he's got that extra damage. In game, that's going to translate to he's going to be really good against elite infantry.
Right.
Primaris, Terminators, Gravis. It's going to be really good for that.
Right.
And then, of course, he's going to be less effective against vehicles. So,
right. Which makes sense, right? So, I'm wondering if they're going to do that to a lot of the the rules, the new stats coming up. You know what I mean? Since they're making vehicles more, I guess beefier. I don't know. That'd be interesting. I'm curious to see if they're going to do that. Anyway,
maybe, but I want to say this is probably just a thematic thing for him being a flesh doctor.
Sure, sure, a creeper. Yeah, he's nasty. He's nasty.
It's nasty.
The chirurgeon.
It's pretty slender for an Astartes. That corset must be super tight.
The chirurgeon. Again?
I think it's Kyrogen.
Yeah, Kyrogen.
Anyways, let's not dwell.
Don't judge me.
Cryogen. I was about to say, let's not dwell on how
Cryogen.
the Frost and Fist can't read. We'll just skip over into a melee type weapon.
I think I can spell goodly.
I said Frost and Fist. I wasn't singling anyone out. Strength 4, AP 2, damage 1.
Damn.
When the bearer fights, this thing can make 3 additional attacks with this weapon. I think that's that
it is.
Harness with the saws and the stingers on his back.
Right. Yep.
It also has a special ability when he would lose a wound, roll a d6. So he's got basically disgustingly resilient, like the Death Guard do.
Right. Yep.
In addition to that, though, he at the start of your turns, he gains D3 lost wounds. So unless you kill him in one go, this dude's going to keep boosting back up.
I can see Atlas playing him. I really can see Atlas playing.
Well, it doesn't go with his Death Guard. Remember, this Fabius Bile is going to be his own thing.
Yeah, I know. It just see him playing.
Another pair of hands. If Fabius Bile is accompanied by a Surgeon Acolyte, after rolling D3 on the Enhanced Warriors ability, and we'll get to that in just a minute, you can add or subtract 1 to that roll result. So it's kind of like with when I bring Belisarius Call with my Mars for my AdMech, being able to alter that number to get the one you want. That's pretty powerful. If the Surgeon Acolyte is destroyed, it is ignored for the purposes of morale tests. So that's pretty cool. So there's this little chart here we're about to take a look at. And at the end of your movement phase, every turn, Fabius Bile gets to buff a nearby unit with one of these abilities. And these abilities include, on a 1 and 2, add 1 to the strength characteristic. On a 3 and 4, add 1 to the toughness characteristic. And on a 5 or 6, add 1 to the attack characteristic. And it lasts for the rest of the game. So, I mean, if you think about it, you could be buffing something massive over and over again, or you could be buffing different units. I want this one to have extra attack. I want this one to have extra strength. I want this one to be extra tough.
Crazy.
And it lasts for the rest of the game. Isn't that pretty cool?
That is pretty amazing.
I can definitely see, you definitely have to think tactically going against something like this.
Mm-hmm. I mean, first thought is, kill it with fire.
He is the originator for the Noise Marines. Yep. So a lot of the times, Freak, when you see artwork of Noise Marines, it's a guy with either a guitar and an amp is shooting a noise, the sonic weapon at people, or sometimes it might be a sonic weapon and a rifle shooting at people.
Right.
What the sonic weapons originally are in the lore is this guy adds some organs to the Noise Marine's throat, and it causes their voice to, they get a sonic scream, kind of like Banshee from X-Men.
Mm-hmm.
And then later on, they end up adapting the amps and the weapons to amplify that damage even more. So, he originally created them like mutants, and then of course he went from adding things like that, things that are like, a cool, useful upgrade. This is like one of those power corrupts kind of things, right? He started by adding, I add an extra couple organs to this Marine, he becomes like Banshee from X-Men. That's a cool upgrade that's going to be useful. Right. I added some extra bone plates to these guys. They're going to be more armored when they go into battle. I added some bone tips to the fingertips of fingertips of these guys. They're going to have claws when they go into battle. It's going to be useful. It went from things like that to, like, you flash forward about 6 books, and he's like dissected a whole bunch of Space Marine slaves into where, like, their legs go where their shoulders used to be, and they're walking on their hands, which have been transplanted to their legs, and they bend the wrong way for their elbow, It's like really creepy stuff like that. It's all weird flesh morph stuff.
Okay.
Gamecraft Dragon says, I can totally see making my non-Death Guard Chaos an army of Agents of Bile. Pretty cool. It'd be cool to see, someone we know with one of the, the new Fabius Bile. Or I'm wondering, because it's like the Noise Marines were already kind of, not Noise Marines, the Emperor's Children were already kind of niche to people who played Chaos. And it seems like Agents of Bile is going to be a niche within a niche almost. I'm interested to see how successful Agents of Bile are going to be. It just doesn't seem to be something that has a lot of hype to me. Like, I don't see a whole lot of people just super excited and people lining up to buy this. So I'm really interested to see how successful this launch is going to be.
Yeah,
Well, I know he's not connected to the Emperor's Children anymore. It's just that then that's just the thing.
Right.
If the Emperor's Children were a niche to Chaos and then Fabius Bile splits off and does his own thing, I mean, it just seems like not a super popular thing that people
I don't know. I
know about in their red lineup.
I think they may hook him up with something. I don't know. It's hard to. Got to be a part of something, right? I mean, you don't think they?
I mean, it sounds like they're just making him into a new faction by himself.
That doesn't track though. I mean, what other? Do we have a history of that being done?
I mean, Deathwatch, they built them out of the existing Space Marine chapters, and they went off and did their own thing.
Yeah, but they're still, their own thing. I mean, they're still collectively, there are many much.
So Deathwatch is an example. Imperial Knights, remember when they were kind of like an add-on thing, and then eventually they got their own codex and became their own faction, and now they are fully supported. I mean. They've got some really cool stuff specific to using them as an army.
Okay, I see your point. So you're saying that this is something new, and then eventually they can add on additional army to that faction. Or
I don't know how I didn't think of the biggest example of this. Tyranids, massive army, right? And they've got the Gene Stealers within the Tyranids, and in the lore, they've always had people to worship these Tyranids, right? And kind of. They're the end. They become the worshippers of the end times. The end is coming. The end is nigh, and they worship as the Tyranids swarm down and infect the world, right? And then now they have their own Gene Stealer Codex, and it's a whole new fleshed out faction.
Okay, there you go. Good. There you go. That's a good point.
Running Bear.
Hey,
this man has been back on the YouTube train lately, putting out lots of 7 Days to Die content.
Dude, he's been hitting it hard. Harlequins 2? Yeah, okay. Yeah, that was kind of that was a peculiar introduction.
Oh, that's cool. I didn't know Grey Knights used to be a single unit you could attach to an army. So yeah, lots of history of this.
Lady Dragon, my daughter and I play 7 Days to Die. At least we used to play a lot. Now she hardly finds time, but it's a great game. I actually started playing it because I had been watching Running Bear's videos. So really cool. You want to catch up on the chat, or you want to move on to the next?
Not a whole lot extra in the chat. Big Lady Dragon says Big D's over here drooling about this, which is awesome. Like I said, it'd be cool if someone we know.
Can you get him a bib, please?
New faction. Huh? I get him a bib. It would be cool if somebody we know plays the new faction, and we can kind of see how they work and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Especially since, if you guys aren't already following Gamecraft Dragon, they plan on really focusing on 9th edition battle reports. So it'll be cool because that'll give us an opportunity, if he decides to go down this rabbit hole, to see what the new faction, how they perform, what they're like, that kind of stuff. That'll be cool.
Not yet.
I
I want his in his hands before I do that.
Yeah, he wants us to be physically together, hanging out, so we can open them up together.
Yeah, I'm sorry. I was gonna do that tomorrow. Actually, I was gonna go by, but I got my daughter coming over, so maybe Sunday I might swing by.
I know, and my car's still in the shop. That's why I haven't been able to go meet him. Is because my car's been in the shop literally all week. I took it over Monday morning. They still have it. They said they won't be able to get back to me until Monday afternoon, or this coming Monday afternoon, and that's when they'll be able to see if they have an update on my diagnosis.
I could just hear him. I could just hear his voice. OMG, the worst. You are the worst.
I know. I has no wheels.
My culpa.
Also, I've been trying to send out Brother Meeks' package for 3 weeks now, but my car has been in the shop back and forth this entire time.
Yeah.
I feel horrible.
I'm dying to open it up. I am so dying to open up the boxes, but I'm just, it's wired in my head. Do not, it's like, you don't open your presents before Christmas. That's kind of the thing. I don't know. Maybe my mom or somebody beat me senseless for trying to do. I don't know. I just can't do it. I won't do it. I refuse to do it. So Methos has to have his in his hand before I can actually open mine. The way it is.
You should see us when Christmas comes around.
Oh my god!
It's like it's like a Mexican standoff.
You go.
Because Freak and I are both sitting there, and we're like, "No, go ahead and open yours, bro. No, you go ahead and open yours." No, I'm good, man. You just go ahead and open yours.
We actually take a lot of joy in watching another person open their gifts. That's just really weird. That's something he and I have so much in common. It's like we get a kick, out of watching somebody open it up, the experience, of opening that gift up and pulling the gift out, and it's like, oh my god, it's just, I don't know. So we'll stare at each other like, we'll be like, all right, now you. No, you. No, you first. No. Not me. Nah, you. Not me. I can't. And then Lily and or Michelle like, just open them. Like, oh.
Just open the box. They can't take us anywhere.
Nope. Daddy.
Who knew you were both? Who knew you were both voyeurs? Obviously, our entire audience is Chippendales.
Pretty much. Yep. Yep. They know.
So I had an interview this week,
at Chippendales,
and Lily had to convince me because they gave me kind of a pre-rundown of some of the questions I could expect to answer. And one of them was, what other work experiences do you have that you think will contribute to this position? Lily had to convince me not to explain that I believed my Chippendales experience would help me in this role. So, and then Commodore told me that I should explain to them that I have experience in potato IT.
You should have been like, as you're putting on your bow tie.
Oh, it's like no, the bow tie's already on under my under my other shirt. Like, it's like, what other work experiences do you have that you think can contribute here? Just to rip off, and it's just the bow tie underneath. Maybe in my head that scenario doesn't end with me getting arrested. I'm just saying.
No, that's me. That's me, Lily. That would be me. First tased, then arrested. Methos would be like, oh, you know what? You just have a kind face. Let's just, you want some ice cream? How about pie? You want to ride home? Let's just bring you home. You shouldn't be with that guy.
Instead of Magic Mike, we have Magic Methos. Okay, we will give you the job. Please put your clothes back on.
But I haven't even started my second act yet.
Okay, we should probably get back onto our quality hobby content. Man, how did we get this far off the rails?
We strive at professionalism here at the Frosted and Fist.
Roxas, I appreciate it, brother. The only major places was I was hoping to get my package from Freak at some point this week, and that's like an hour away, and I definitely don't want to try and ask anyone for that. And then, of course, the post office. But tomorrow, by the time we finish with our UK show, the post office will be pretty much closed. So
there's a chasm between our homes. It's like there's a fiery moat. Yeah,
fiery moat. Oh man!
don't lie to me.
It's how do we get so far off the rails? It's easy. Just put out a couple of breadcrumbs, and you both can't help but follow. Freak, look! And it's not even that we eat the breadcrumbs. We're just both squirrel.
Yep.
Like we see the
we don't even
breadcrumbs,
eat them. We like
immediately distracting.
Hey, that's a breadcrumb in it. That's breadcrumb in it. That is. Who do you think put it there? I want to know. I want to find out. You want to guess? Let's guess. I'll give you 5 guesses. What were we talking about?
That's us. I really don't know how our ladies put up with us. We love you.
I wonder that myself.
Art. Actually, we still have 2 more news articles.
Oh God. Oh, okay. Now, I was just gonna say I don't know how my wife had not decided to just put a pillow over my head when I'm sleeping. Good night. Fade to black. Okay. We've got the new Death Guard rules. You want to jump into that?
Sure. More War of the Spider goodness.
Spider.
I don't know how I got the War of the Spider stuff for the heretical side, and I did not capture the Talons of the Emperor rules. Well, color me embarrassed.
Aw.
I might snag those while you're reading some of the lore for
okay.
The Death Guard stuff.
Okay. So here we go. Followers of Mortarion rejoice. We know the Death Guard fans have been patiently waiting for new rules and psychic awakening. War of the Spider delivers in droves, or more accurately, shambling herds. Take a look at some of the new tricks that the Death Guard will be releasing on an unsuspecting galaxy near you. Look at all those chickens. Okay. So we're going to read some of this. The relics of the decay. The furnaces of the plague planet have been busy, and there's a whole host of new relics for the Death Guard to choose from. Be as generous as Nurgle and reward one of your noxious Blightbringers with the Demon's Toll. All right, here we go. Demon's Toll. With each discordant note, this warp-forged bell sends Mortarion's sun shattering out of sync with real space. They quiver upon the cusp of the Empyrean, allowing its unholy energies to flow forth and enfold them. So this is Noxious Blightbringer, model only, and the models in friendly Death Guard units, excluding Chaos Cultists and Poxwalker units, have a 5-up invul save, whilst their unit is within 7 inches of a model from your army with this relic. This is interesting. They're increasing the area of effect. Typically, it's about 6 inches on most of that stuff, but now it looks like they're bringing it up to 7 inches. That's actually pretty cool.
Yep. Also, couple of things. It used to be that you needed Typhus to make your Poxwalkers to be super, right? Now you can do that with this model, the Noxious Blightbringer.
Right.
Plus, I'm looking at Dee's comment here, and also I was watching his Taco Tuesday. By the way, great live chat every Tuesday, and he was talking about how unfortunately that model wasn't really a useful model in the Death Guard army before, which is a shame because I think that big ass branch on his back and the giant bell is a beautiful model,
Right.
as far as Death Guard goes.
Right.
And apparently not a lot of people were taking it because a lot of people didn't find a good use for it.
Right.
But with this new relic, it breathes new life into, and it's that one on the right there with the big branch.
Yep.
Yep.
And it's usable now.
It has a good use now because, and you and I have seen before. You add an invul save to a horde of zombies, and it's just like F. Yep.
I quit. Yep. No, I get it, man.
So it's pretty cool.
So that's the Demon's Toll, which is really cool. Your opponents already know how difficult it is to kill your warriors due to them being disgustingly resilient. Imagine how much better that will be for you with a 5-up invul save. 2. Put your noxious Blightbringer at the heart of your army and watch your forces shrug off incoming fire as they make their inexorable march across the battlefield. I can English. Stratagems, baby.
Before you go into stratagems, you were mentioning the range of the Poxwalkers thing being 7.
Yeah.
And Big D says a lot of stuff in the Death Guard army does that. And I just remembered that Motarian's number and Nurgle's number, the magic number is 7. Right? Everything, a lot of stuff they do is in multiplications of 7.
Right.
So.
Sorry, I had to mute. Going back.
Okay. And 3s apparently as well. 7s and 3s. Thank you.
Okay, so these are the stratagems. All right, this is Trench Fighters, Death Guard stratagem. The Death Guard excel in the crush of close quarters, driving plague knives into their victims again and again. So you 1 CP, you'll be able to use this stratagem in the fight phase when a Plague Marines unit from your army is chosen to fight with. Until the end of that phase, when a model in that unit fights, if it's equipped with 1 or more Plague Knives, it can make 1 additional attack with 1 Plague Knife. How powerful are these Plague Knives?
So Plague Knives and Plague Weapons in general can re-roll all wounds automatically. So you can getting extra attacks that are kind of like your ones, I don't know, Power Claws or your Lightning Claws or whatever. They get free re-rolls to wound.
Right.
It'd be pretty good.
So with 1 CP, you can pretty much.
Oh, it's just ones. For some reason, I thought it was all wound rolls. He says it's just ones.
Okay.
You can see it's been a while since I've watched a Death Guard battle report.
Let's see. What better way?
So glad we have D here tonight to
keep us in line.
Yep. Because I definitely would have forgotten all this.
Yes. I agree, Lady Dragon. Best way to win against them is stay away, run away, or just flip the table over and run. Just run. Yeah, anyway. What better way to spread grandfather's Nurgle's disease than through stabbing your enemies? Don't worry, if you prefer to kill from afar, there's a stratagem that can help with that too. Okay, so it looks like they're getting some range stuff. 1 CP, it's called Overwhelming Generosity. It's like the clap, a gift that keeps on giving. Death Guard stratagem. Unholy filth gushes from Nurgle's faithful into their guns until the armaments threaten to burst like bloated corpse. Hey, use the stratagem in your shooting phase when a Death Guard unit from your army, excluding Chaos Cultists and Poxwalkers because they suck, is chosen to shoot with. Until the end of that phase, add 6 inches to the range of plague weapons. See the Codex Death Guard, and excluding melee weapons, models in that unit are equipped with. So there you go. So now they got little extra range.
I'm kind of glad that they said excluding cultists and Poxwalkers because I don't know if you remember, but some of the battle reports we used to watch, like a bunch of the Chaos armies we were watching was just like cultist bombs. They would bring like 120 cultists, and it was all, small fire. But when they're rolling 120 dice at a time,
Right.
it used to just take down, all kinds of stuff.
Yeah.
And I'm so glad this buff doesn't apply to them.
Agreed. And that
Because
is
I
one
like
CP.
that. I like the idea that people are starting to take Chaos Marines and Plague Marines and stuff like that again, and everything is not just regulated to bring as many cultist bombs as you can.
Right.
So it's kind of cool.
Okay, play companies. The even better news is that each of the 7 play companies of the Death Guard has been blessed with rules that reflect the way that they wage war. Each company gets a unique warlord trait.
Oh yeah,
Putrescent relic and their own stratagems. Follow Typhus in the first plague company, the Harbingers, and spread the blessings of the zombie plague. Like Warhammer Clap.
You say like Warhammer Clap?
What?
What?
1 to 3. So 1 to 3 CP. So apparently you can. I guess.
I have to say this is one of my favorite stratagems.
Interesting. Okay, so from the Carrion's Heap, it's what it's called. It's a Harbinger stratagem. Use this stratagem before the battle. Select 1 Harbinger's Poxwalkers unit from your army for 1 command point, or 2 Harbinger's Poxwalker unit from your army for 3 command points. Okay, so 1 or 3. You can set up the selected units under the ground instead of setting them up on the battlefield. At the end of your movement phase, for each of the units that are under the ground, you can set up the unit anywhere on the battlefield that is wholly within 9 inches of a battlefield edge and more than 9 inches away from an enemy model. You can only use the stratagem once. That's so cool. It's like, hello, surprise! And then they come out of the ground and eat somebody's face off.
Isn't that cool? Like the idea of zombies.
I love that. That's like, you know what's funny? What was that book? Was the first book? Was it the first book, Methos? The first Horse Heresy book, the novel. When
Horse Rising?
I think so. When and I don't want to give too much away, but when they were walking, walking on that out in that field, and it was like murky, remember? And then they started kind of coming out of the ground, and the dead Marines and stuff.
No, I don't remember anything like that.
Oh God, I'm trying to remember. Pretty sure that was it, because I know it was. Anyway, well,
So one of the things that everybody's been going gaga over with this lately, Freak, is that this is apparently something you can do turn 1. What? It's not something you got to wait until turn 2 for.
Really?
Yep.
I'm not sure how I feel about that, but didn't they say that they were making some changes to how soon they're going to be able to
we don't know all the reserve rules yet.
Right.
They are making changes to reserve.
Yeah.
But it is interesting that this can be done turn 1.
I agree. Yeah, that is kind of interesting. So use this to surprise your enemies when you raise your Poxwalkers out of the very ground. Don't forget to say when you do this. Pretty cool. All right, we've got Warlord trait. It's called Eater Plague. When an enemy model is destroyed as the result of an attack made with a melee weapon by this warlord regains up to 1 lost wound to a maximum of 3 wounds per phase. There you go. They're gaining more freaking wounds. Gosh, these guys are getting really...
It really fits the theme, though, that Death Guard are hard to kill.
Yeah, absolutely. Definitely
on top of the fact that they're gaining wounds back, I mean, they've got that disgustingly resilient,
Right.
And then you add on, of course, if it's a warlord, you add on whatever invul save their warlord's going to get,
Yeah.
I mean, it's just going to be hard to shift that warlord.
Kind of interesting, because didn't Chaos get a lot of love? Not too...
Chaos in general did, but because just like, this Death Guard are their own thing, and it wasn't like when Space Marines came out and got new stuff, how they were immediately able to give some of that that power buff over to things like Space Wolves, Blood
Right.
Angels, Dark Angels, all that
Right.
good stuff. It's not as comparable. So
Gotcha.
while Chaos in general got a big power boost recently, the Death Guard didn't get this kind of love. So the
Gotcha.
Psychic Awakening is the right place for them to do all
Oh,
this.
good deal. Okay, for 1 CP, Bilious Blood Rush.
Yeah, I keep hearing you say that they've been at the bottom for most of 8th edition game Big D, but in everything I've seen, they were always over Space Wolves. I don't want to hear it. And on top of that, you watch battle reports, and Death Guard always do well in battle reports.
This is
I
true.
understand that you are usually talking about the top meta because you're in, you research the tournament scene, and you also go by what's played in your area. But if you look on, I consider my arena the YouTube arena, right? And if you go on YouTube and watch any Death Guard player, most of them will beat out most Space Marine armies in battle reports, especially a Space Wolves army. This love for them is awesome. I love how thematic most of this is.
I think it's cool that they finally actually given them a more of a, like you said, a theme, more of a storyline. You know.
Mm-hmm.
This is Bilious Blood Rush. It's called the Poxmonger's Stratagem for 1 CP. You use the stratagem in your shooting phase. You select one Poxmonger Demon Engine unit from your army, and until the end of that phase, that unit can shoot in a turn in which you'll fall back. That's okay. I mean, honestly, if it's falling back, you know, and you're like, oh, wow, okay, so now it's Tau.
Although this is useful because they have a lot of those Nurgle kind of vehicles and stuff like that. Although I thought most of them could fly. So I'm trying to think of a demon engine this would be worth it on.
Right. Be interesting.
I'm sure Big D could tell us something that this is going to be useful for.
Yeah.
But think about. Okay, for fart cards. So yeah, they are for their fart cards. I thought they had fly though. I thought they had the fly keyword. Lady Dragon, I don't know if you heard earlier in the stream, but I inherited a Drukhari army earlier this week. So that's pretty neat. I may have to reach out to you for some advice. But yeah, I inherited a Drukhari army earlier this week. So I'll get to painting it one day eventually. Although some of it is already painted by my brother. So. But yeah, I'll take some pictures of all the stuff I inherited. I need to get around to eventually doing the AdMech showcase and then the
I'm so
Salamander showcase and Wolf showcase.
I have yet to do the showcase for Chaplain email that I sent Archer. For the life of me, I still haven't even done that.
Yeah.
Hell. Any poop.
Blight drones and greater blow drones and greater blow drones are the only flyers. Okay, so the little fart cards is just going to be useful for it. Oh, also those tanks, right? Those tanks that they look like corrupted Vindicators. How many armies till you have them all now? I don't know, but I'm up to 8 now, brother Ethan. Good to see you, by the way, my man. Yeah, so I've got Kalo's
Explosions!
Dark Eldar. I've got Raz's Eldar. I've got Daz's Orcs. I've got those 3 plus Knights, Space Wolves, White Scars, AdMech. What was the 8th one? Oh, and Sisters of Battle. So I've got 8 so far.
Wow.
So, yeah, I'm racking up a lot. So pretty soon people won't need to bring an army when they come over to play. I'll just have them all.
Just grab that one right there. Yeah, that one on that shelf. Or that one there. Or that one there. I've got those 2. That you got.
Lady Dragon asked if she says I play Ynnari. Will that be okay? Absolutely, actually, because like I just mentioned, I have my brother Raz's Eldar army, and my plan is to eventually run them together as Ynnari and run Raz's Eldar and Kalo's Drukhari at the same time, and get some of those really badass Ynnari units and just tie them all together. So that's. Plus, I've always wanted. I kid you not. Since Psych Airman Gathering Storm, I've always wanted to paint those Ynnari units. So. In PBCs one of the best. Plague Burst Crawlers, one of the best units in the game. So they're so points efficient, and in 9th edition they will be even better. Fair warning. The Vizart, is that the dude with the big sword? Because he's my favorite looking model out of the 3. I think that's the dude with the big sword. I'm probably going to paint him and take him anyways, just because he's my favorite looking out of the range. And I'm that kind of guy who will take a model just because it looks cool, even if it did nothing for me.
Vain.
All right.
That you thought this show was
the one
about
in
you.
red. So he's got like the cape over one shoulder and the big sword. It's my favorite model out of all the Ynnari models. All the Ynnari models, like there's so many of them. Malay Love. So they keep promising us Malay Love, and I get that you're hyped for it. I am cautiously reserved because I have yet to see anything that benefits Malay other than better terrain rules.
Right.
And I guess the smaller board too. The smaller board will help. But I mean, I have yet to see any actual Malay Love, and I have seen a couple of barriers to Malay. So I'm very curious to see where is this promised Malay Love. Those are both huge, though. Okay, first of all, terrain does me no good because I play against Mr. Ignore's cover over here. So
what?
Line of sight and obscuration help, I guess, but if I'm running towards battle, I'm pretty sure Freak's not going to be stupid enough to put all of his stuff right up against line of sight terrain so I can just run around the corner at him. I'm pretty sure he's not going to be that dumb. The new falling back stratagem seems neat. I don't see it being that powerful. Maybe I'm just wrong, but I don't. The new falling back stratagem seemed like okay, that's neat, but I don't think it's going to be that helpful. Especially, I really feel like, and we'll talk about more of this tomorrow when we do our 9th edition talk. But I feel like you have your tanks. You charge something stupid like a Lehman Rush tank, and if you don't kill it on the first go,
you're dead.
That big old blast weapon is just going to look down at your Wolfen and say, "You moron!" Boom. And if you don't kill it on the first go, one of your great melee units is out of the game.
Giblets.
Or even worse, Wolfen probably aren't even the best example because they at least have storm shields and field opanes. But cavalry are pretty easy to kill. My cavalry die all the time. I've had plenty of battles where after running through battlefields of fire, I have one wolf left that makes it to hit. I don't feel like -1 to hit is a big enough penalty. I'm bitching too much. I'm going to talk more about this in the morning when we do our 9th edition chat. I felt like they were going to penalize shooting in combat way more, but -1 doesn't seem. I mean, people move and shoot heavy weapons all the time, and they still manage to put out a nice amount of damage.
Yeah, we talked about that. I was feeling maybe just have everybody Overwatch. Just continue to the Overwatch, phase if they are trying to shoot while in combat. It makes perfect sense. You give them a penalty to do that, but if you're just giving a -1, that's not really, in my mind, sufficient to really. It's just melee versus guns. Okay, it doesn't balance the scale quite enough, does it? In my mind, it really doesn't. I get more tomorrow, but still, that's just something I've been talking about the last about 2 weeks. So,
and again, I'm not bitching to be bitching. I am still cautiously optimistic because they did promise that they balance this with melee in mind, and they are aware of the feedback that 8th edition was the gun line edition.
Right.
They said they understand that. They've been working on it. And so I am cautiously optimistic, but I have not seen what they refer to as, or what people refer to as Malay love yet so far in 9th edition. I'm sure there's still way more news to come. We don't even have a release date, and they're constantly putting out new rules updates. I want to see this fabled you will fall in love with Malay again. Because I feel like every time a new edition comes out, I get kicked in the balls. So we'll see.
And that's another thing I'm hearing is that the shrinking of the table is going to be a huge, plus. Why? Why do we have to shrink the tables to do that? Why can you just give us what we need with the table size that we already have? Just saying. Thought. Anyway,
Roxas and Roxas and some of the other comments are aligning with this. So Roxas's take is that it probably won't be a big buff. Like, we're seeing some buffs to shooting, but it probably won't be a big buff to Melee. It'll probably be a bunch of little tweaks that, in harmony together, work to make it better for Melee. So, which I'm totally okay with. Like I said, I'm cautiously optimistic.
Right.
It's just I'm a little heavier on the caution than the optimistic right now, but I'm cautiously optimistic.
And again, if you're going to do that, we're going to make the game more complex.
Oh yeah, so like the new terrain rules,
exactly.
Definitely seems like there's a lot more terrain rules to learn.
Exactly.
And so it's going to be some more stuff to memorize. But I think once we do memorize it, we get into the rhythm of it.
Yeah.
Fine.
I totally agree with Kaiju.
It's like Lucy pulling away the football from Charlie Brown, GW's taunting you with us. Hey, keep building that Malay army. We've got this football for you. Come kick it.
Yep.
This is Malay damage right here.
Mm.
Ah!
Yep.
You know what I'm really interested to see? If they're still going to leave. Because I really felt kicked in the balls by taking 2 inches away from Fenrisian Wolves and Thunder Wolves.
Oh, yeah.
I'm interested to see if they still leave us, because I hate that we were, the Thunder Wolves were 12 inches for so many years, and then they got dropped to 10 inches. But bikes can move across the board in one turn. Like, what?
Yep.
I like how the rules may actually favor smaller units. See, now that's interesting to me, because I felt like with the new, again, we're going to talk about this more in the morning. Okay, last thing. I felt like everything I've seen so far is going to encourage bigger units, because only your first patrol battalion or brigade are going to be free. Any detachments you add after that are going to cost you command points. So I felt like that's going to encourage more big units rather than small units. So I'm not sure about that, Lars. Maybe I'm not reading into it correctly, but I mean, it seems to me if you want to retain as many command points as you can, you're going to load as much as you can into that battalion or brigade or patrol detachment.
So Big D says, with points going up, armies are going to get smaller too. I respectfully disagree. In my mind, I think the overall average is just going to increase. So instead of 1,500 points, you'll probably do 2,500 points. Well, guess what? All right, fine then. I'll take 2,500 points worth of my army because I want to play my stuff. I don't want to play less of my army.
I think that's why we tend to go for the bigger point games too, is because you spend all this time painting up your Sakaran and your Leviathan and it's like, I want to take all my toys.
I do. Exactly right. No, I'm serious. Okay, well, I want this. I also want this. Oh, this would be really good. Oh, well, the point value is going to be a little higher.
This is why we can never stay on target during a game. Let's play 1,200 points the morning of the game. Hey, bro, what about 1,250? Well, I'm okay with 1,300 if you want.
Yeah, it's a 2,700 Armageddon game, like, what the hell is happening?
No, man. We're 2 peas in a pod, guys. We are 2 peas in a pod. All right. But this has really been some good back and forth, discussion. I really appreciate this. I'm really excited to look more in depth at this stuff in the morning, too.
Indeed. Do you want to go to one more? It's the creation of Bile, new rules for our new army, or do you want to go into the art of the week?
We've already touched on Fabius Bile. Let's look at some of his agents.
Okay.
Especially since we've already been kind of curiously talking about them being their own faction.
Right. Creation of bio. We'll be showing off some of the incredible rules and let you know how to make the most of them. All right, here we go. Experimental enhancements. All of Fabius Bile's Tirata are chemically and physically altered by his experiments, elevating their ability above those of similar beings for now. Add 1 to the movement and strength characteristics of models in units with this Legion trait. And here are the relics of Bile. It's the Helm of All-Seeing. Whilst the model with this relic is on the battlefield, you can roll 1d6 for each command point you spend to use a stratagem. On a 5-up, that command point is refunded. Okay, so you get additional command points.
And that's always strong. Get a command point back.
Right.
It's going to be interesting, especially since, as long as you're battle-forged, I think, each team will get a command point back each turn. So now you're farming on top of farming.
Right. Well, this is just a relic, yeah. So this is just having that relic will allow you that to
That's pretty cool.
Regain that command point, yeah. And here are the stratagems, right? This is called the Macrotensile Sinews. Ugh. For 1 CP, basically use a stratagem at the start of your movement phase. Select 1 Creations of Bile Infantry unit, of course excluding Chaos Cultists because they suck, from your army. Until the end of the turn, this unit can be chosen to charge with even if they advance this turn, and when an advance or charge roll is made for this unit, add 1 to the result.
So getting across the field faster.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
Good one.
Reading this, add this to the +1 movement they get from the experimental enhancement rule, and now they're really fast. Use this.
Oh yeah, because you can get Fabius Bile to buff them, and they can get the. Yeah.
Yep. Use this to move your warriors forward as quickly as possible and take advantage of that extra point of strength. First, you need to get them across the battlefield safely. Let's see if Bile has anything up his sleeve that could help. 1 CP is called the Monstrous Visages, or Visages. Creation of Bile strategy. Visagi. Bile's experimental ministrations have left these warriors as freakish monsters, cursed with clusters of compound eyes, distended, fang-stuffed jaws, or myriad other grotesqueries. They are hideous to behold. All right, use the stratagem at the start of any phase. Select 1 Creations of Bile Infantry unit from your army, and until the end of the turn, when resolving an attack made by an enemy model within 6 inches of that unit, subtract 1 from the hit roll.
Well, I mean, anytime you subtract from the hit roll, that is an immediate boost of power. Because less attacks landing on you, that means less opportunities to roll for damage, which overall means less saves you got to make. So that's a pretty good power boost.
Yep, use this at the start of a fight phase when the enemy has you surrounded. Then imagine your evil laugh as your army effortlessly shrugs off those incoming attacks. Was that evil enough? I'm not sure.
Same, Running Bear, same. Go ahead.
Anyway. So, there you go. The rules of fielding the Creations of Bile can be found in War of the Spider, which is available to pre-order from Saturday. Tomorrow.
It's so crazy because this is like, we've seen some cool stratagems, we've seen some cool relics, we've seen some good stuff that go with Fabius himself.
Right.
But, man, I still feel like we don't really know what all is going to be in this codex.
Right.
Yeah.
I don't know.
What are they going to fill out the rest of Agents of Bile with? It's pretty interesting.
Indeed.
All right. You want to check out the Talons of the Emperor? Or you want to go straight on to Art of the Week?
Well, it's 10:30. I say let's do the Art of the Week. We got a lot of it. And we got some really good submissions.
We actually have less than normal because I made sure to divvy up some for today, some for tomorrow. So that'll help some.
Okay, so you did not send any more. Okay, so
I did not send any of the stuff that we'll use for tomorrow.
Okay, great.
If you had started at the bottom, though, we have a new viewer I wanted to show off.
Oh, okay. Let's start at the bottom here. Hang on. At the bottom. Okay, hang on. All right. Now, who is this viewer? Who is this fan of the Frosted?
That is Mittens the Kitten.
Look at you. Meow, 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 meow.
By Lady Dragon earlier in the stream.
Meow, 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 meow.
She is interested in watching the Frosted Fists.
Said something. Said something. Hello, Kitty. Much love from the Frosted Fists.
I can just imagine her typing away in the comment section right there.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Stuff like, I'll go watch your show at Chippendales.
Lady Dragon says she was very interested. Ethan says found the Chaos Cultist.
Cute kitty.
That is a hobby update. We adopted a new kitty this week named Stones.
Oh.
He's one of our outside kitties, or was one of our outside. So we kind of collected the neighborhood cats, and we were just kind of feeding them at the door every day, and petting on them, giving them some attention, stuff like that. And one got really sick, and he caught a really rare form of mange that started the fungal crust all over his face, and he dropped down to nothing but skin and bones, and he was probably, gonna get sick and die. So I got a little bit of a bonus at work, and I used it to take poor Stonesy to the vet, and we got it cleared up. He's way much healthier now. In just a week, he's already recovering.
Awesome.
They gave him shots for his infection and stuff like that, and he is looking so much healthier. And they gave him rabies, and they registered his rabies tags in my name, so he now has little tags that say Stones Kushrenada, and he's legally registered in my name now. So I'm like, well, now that he's got government paperwork that has my name on it, and plus $400 later, I'm like, well,
he's
I guess
family.
This is my cat.
Yep. He's family. He's definitely family.
And he's an awesome cat. Even when he was an outside cat. He was the coolest cat ever, because he would escort every time Commander and I would anytime we would go on walks in the evening, anytime it got after dark, Stones would escort us around the entire neighborhood when we go on our walks, like a bodyguard, and then he would see us all the way to the door.
Funny.
So, like, people in the neighborhood used to notice, hey, you got a cat following you? I'm like, yep, he's my bodyguard.
Like, I got the boss.
So he kind of adopted me before I had the opportunity to adopt him.
That's funny.
But that's been pretty cool. I've been enjoying that. And he was always kind of skittish as an outside cat, but in just the first few days of taking care of him, he's all purrs and gentle, and he's never once tried to fight or scratch. He's just really, really great.
He gets along well with Commander?
Oh, yeah. Well, Commander loves cats in general.
Right.
So. But yeah, they would nuzzle and love on each other. I think that's one of the reasons why Stones used to escort us around the neighborhood.
That's funny.
Conversely, Roxas's cat cares very little about us. He says sorry.
The cat gives him the proverbial finger.
I think he just meant the show, because we have a picture here of Mittens, who was watching our show.
Fine. That's fine, Roxas cat. We still love you, wherever you are.
Yeah. Snow's an awesome cat.
Okay, more art.
Yep, more art of the week.
Oh, please. All right.
Bless you.
Woo. And that dust from that computer. Okay.
So, I think you went up too far.
Oh.
This is art of the week.
Sorry. I see.
It's all good.
How far?
But always
yes.
glad to see Pale Orcs Kit Bashes. And we actually have some more of his amazing stuff for art of the week tonight.
this about it?
Yes, I don't know if this is the first one, but this is definitely a good place to start. So
Oh,
this person is doing something they call blind necrons.
is this
And
the first one?
actually, friend of the show, Heinrich Botha, actually was chatting with this artist and helped write some of the backstory and lore. Yeah, just a little bit above that
Okay, hold on. Let me.
with those Age of Sigmar guys in the donut shop.
Gotcha.
So yeah, Heinrich Botha actually was chatting with the artist, and they were doing this cool thing with blind necrons. You can see some of the. All right, we'll come back to that. This is from Grumpy Guy Gaming, who actually sent this to us specifically. He said, "Hey, this is something I never got around to posting on social media, but I wanted to share it for your show tonight." So that was really cool.
That is so cool, man.
This is a Age of Sigmar: The Silver Tower. Their Silver Tower, the board game miniatures that he had that he painted up and sent them over. They're very cool.
Hey, look at the eyes. He actually did the eyes.
You can definitely see like every bit of that, muscle definition popping out. Good detail, good skin work. Grumpy's so freaking talented, man.
He is.
Good blood effect. They're not too overdone.
Is that non-metallic?
Well, I have no idea, to be honest with you. I do know that we have seen Grumpy really work well with non-metallic before.
Right,
I have
right.
no idea if that's what he's done. The shading would definitely suggest it, though.
Right.
Man, the shading on that axe and that sword both look
Right?
amazing. The base work looks pretty neat too.
It does look non-metallic. I think it is non-metallic.
Yeah, I think the gold is true metallic, but I think the sword work and stuff like that. Oh man, I love Fire Slayers. I was so tempted to buy a box of Fire Slayers just to take the axes for my Space Wolves.
Right.
But I ended up getting the 30k axes instead. But man, I just love their weapons. And the Fire Slayer dwarves are always so full of character. They're just great models. Lady Dragon says, "Bless you."
Sorry.
Stormcast Eternal, again from Silver Tower.
Pretty cool.
Love that energy effect on the sword.
Yeah, it kind of has a gem effect on it.
Yeah, it really does. Super clean, super clean.
Now I want a donut.
So we saw some of his terrain last week when we were doing this, and he sent over another piece too with some more of that really awesome freehand graffiti. Flexing them hobby muscles. Hey, check out my graffiti. I love his window effects too. Again, I just can't get over how good his window effects are.
Is that Homer Simpson? Seriously?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
I need to ask him for a tutorial on his window effects. I really love that blue to black kind of window effect. Really well done, Homer, too. I mean, he's got the drool and everything. And I love how, Homer being an old school cartoon character, and it says old school on it.
That's awesome.
Of course, old school cartoon character being very subjective. I'm sure somebody in the comments within the next 5 seconds is going to say something about black and white Mickey Mouse. Or Steamboat Willie, if you will.
The windows don't look like they would be too hard to replicate.
Sorry, this wall was boring me. I love that. I love that graffiti. This is such great work. The graffiti, don't get me wrong, the building looks great, but I feel like the graffiti really sells these.
Yeah.
Really just takes it to the next level.
Yeah. It definitely gives a sense of realism.
And it not only gives it, a touch of, some kind of realism, but also it kind of I don't know, it just makes it more visually interesting, right?
Right.
You're adding pop and color and all these things. like Rob always says, a good piece of art should always draw your eye to other new details to pick out.
Right.
The windows, the graffiti,
Right.
it all is drawing my eyes to different things. It's just so well done. I really love the pun there. Whoever created this STL, donut worry, be happy. Donut worry, be happy. Isn't it pink frosting, white sprinkles? Isn't that the kind of donut Dresden asked for, Roxas? I think it is. This guy, I've always thought. Ooh, sorry, I didn't mean to smack the microphone there. Sorry, guys. I got talking with my hands like I normally do. This guy, again, the muscular muscle work and all that is really extremely well done. I always loved the Slaughter Priest model here, though. That spiked ball and chain is just so hardcore. That very crude looking sword. It's just, and then of course the helmet with the horns. It's just a badass model.
Very neat.
He's done an awesome job. The pale skin he put on that guy really kind of, I don't know, it just
reminds me
of nicely with the dark red armor.
Terminator. From the movie not Terminator, not Terminator. What is it called?
So, like I said, this guy is doing some blind Necrons. And I love the quote he's got here. It says, "Cowering in the dark will not save you. We are coming for what is rightfully ours."
Wow. That's a Liam Neeson's quote there, if I ever heard one,
It says, "The Reclaimer aboard an Imperium vessel, hunting the last of the Imperials who dared try and steal Necron technology."
I don't know who you are.
That right there, this one model's already got so much story to it,
Right.
And somehow doing the blind thing, removing the Necron's eyes, it's just giving it such, I don't know, a cool look.
Yeah.
Running Bear Man, rest well, have a great night. And we are doing a morning show if you're interested at 10 a.m. U.S. Central Time. So if you feel like joining us in the morning, feel free to drop in on
Jump
us.
on in.
Either way, man, have a great sleep, man, and rest well. No. I noticed this is kind of painted in the, well, actually, this is, and this, I don't know, Necrons, so this might be one of the existing dynasties. But seeing the goldish color kind of reminds me of how the new Necrons are all in that bronzy kind of color. I don't know the Necron dynasty, so this might be an existing dynasty already.
By the way, this is painted by Palavan Miniatures.
Awesome.
Yeah, beautifully done, man. And
Grumpy was the terrain and the Silver Tower miniatures we saw earlier. He was all that. So
right.
I do make sure credit is where it's due.
Indeed. I do like, I kind of like, because Necrons for me are kind of plain, it's metallic with green. I do like how he did a 3 base color on this. I love this. It definitely breaks down the, the silver or the gunmetal look. You know what I mean? So I like this a lot.
Yeah, absolutely. It's just incredible.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even know if this is an existing model or if this is kit bashed together or whatever.
It could be. Pretty neat.
Again, I don't know Necrons. I just know it looks good.
Come on. Come on. No, don't do
Watching
this.
a potato spin live.
Oh my god. Okay, there it goes. That was crazy. All right. So
Nice subtle transition from like almost a dark, almost black green at the base of the sword, and then nice and glowing towards the other side.
The Pale Orc.
All right, so you guys know I love some kit bashes from the pale orc, and these are a set of mech guns that he converted up or scratch built rather. And he's got some posse card here. He's got some printed bits, and then some of it he's literally cobbled together from parts like some lids to soft baby food. Which actually, I have a bag of the same baby food bits because I was watching my friend Jules give them to her baby a couple years back, and I was like, man, this would make some. These lids would make some really cool terrain bits.
Interesting.
And this man has had the same idea because he's used that as part of these models. So pretty cool. If you guys want to see how he kit bashed them together and what all he used, you can go check out his YouTube channel, The Pale Orc. He says you're back. I have no idea how long we were gone. Okay, well that's good. So, he's got a couple different variations there. He's got one as the smasher gun, I think, one as the tractor beam, and one, I don't know my work guns very well. But I remember specifically, I think that last one was the tractor beam. So pretty cool stuff. This one was sent to me by the Commodore, Mrs. Monkey 16, and he said that the way this is so brightly painted and colorfully painted, that he felt like this was like right out of a storybook, and I really kind of felt that vibe.
Right.
So.
I want candy now.
All the sugar before bed.
Yes.
The colors?
Yes. Yeah, it's just like, a Skittles explosion.
Yep.
Cool. I like it.
Yep, it is very attention grabbing. Yep, I like it. I like her style. Lily also has. Mrs. Monkey also inherited her hubby's orc army, so she's made a start at painting some orcs here.
Nice.
She said, now on to paint the rest of them. That's pretty cool. Lots of us starting orcs recently. I have to say, like, while orcs have always had a really big community, I've definitely seen a lot of, I guess it was Prophecy of the Wolf, but I've definitely seen a lot of people who are first-time orc starters lately. It's been pretty neat to see. This one, I believe, was sent to me by the Commodore, and I could be wrong, but I believe this was sent to me by the Commodore, who really loved the how smooth this red came out.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really, really well done reds. It is Flesh Terrors. I wonder if Spud hates Flesh Terrors like he hates Blood Angels.
Just because they're red?
No, he hates Blood Angels kind of for the same reason why you hate Necrons and I hate Tau.
Oh, okay.
His early gaming experiences were ruined by Blood Angels.
Traumatic experiences. Got it.
Gamecraft Dragon says, I know I do. I didn't realize, brother, that you had an aversion to Blood Angels.
This is cool.
That is interesting to know. Oh, yeah, this was definitely sent to me by the Commodore, as you can see here. The nightly game.
Very nice, very nice. Lots of good art today, man.
I really like the hazard stripes on the pistol. That just adds a lot.
Oh my gosh. OMG.
Yeah, this is good stuff. I don't remember who sent this to me.
Wow.
I do see Mini Warmutt's name has liked it, so maybe he sent it to me.
My gosh, dude, that is insane.
Isn't it? And I think this is one of those posts where the original poster only put it has one panel with multiples. So I
Oh
don't even have any
no,
close ones, but this is just so
dude.
detailed and cool.
Yeah, I
It's
want close-ups. This is insane. Look at the OSL. Methos, his base is lighting up the edge of his pauldron of his shoulder pad. Oh my god, the sword.
That's crazy. I definitely want to get better at OSL someday. I was actually explaining that there was a really, really great video by our brothers over at Chilling Wargamers today, where Elston Nation talked about how do you want to paint. What is this? What is the painting style you're going for?
Right,
What is your preferred method? And it's okay to want to learn to be a better painter, but do it your way. There's not
right,
one right answer.
right.
He talked about how when people usually go to seek painting advice, like on YouTube and stuff like that, it's all about how to do it that person's way.
Right.
And Elston Nation's thing is to focus on teaching the person how to accomplish what they want to accomplish their way, right?
Correct. Right.
Well, I mentioned how that's something I'm interested in learning is how to do OSL because I love doing glow. I do always describe myself as kind of a comic book kind of style
Mm-hmm.
painter. I love overdone glow effects. I
Agree.
love overdone people and stuff like that. But I want to learn to use specifically with the airbrush. I want to learn to add OSL to a model like this and not just make it look like overspray. That's
Right.
something I really should learn.
Right. Make it look intentional. Yep.
Yeah. And like I did the OSL glow on my Vanguard, my AdMech Vanguard, you remember, with the radiation guns?
Yep.
And I got a lot of great feedback from people who thought it looked great. But to me, and I don't know if it's just because, I don't know, to me, it looks good, but I feel like it also looks like overspray, right? And I'm like, I mean, I put it in intentionally, but
Right.
the end result to me looks like an accident.
Right.
Just like every time Andrade hits the reverse elbow, it always looks like an accident. Anyways.
Anyway, I love this.
Yeah, it's a great piece. Really great piece.
Like Elric Dazzle. All right, tell me a little bit about this one, Methos, because I thought this was very interesting.
So this is a kit bash, and I'm going to be honest with you. Oh, this is sent to me by the Weather Pig. Also, you can see I'm watching On the Bench with Pete. Actually, I think this is Painting with Painters, but this is the Mini Warzone Pete in the corner. But anyways, this piece we're looking at is Mascot Miniatures, sent to me by the Weather Pig, and it's a conversion of, I want to say it's either a White Scar Captain. I've blocked out the text by accident. It's either a White Scars Captain or a White Scars Con. But you can see they've, like I use a jet bike for my Wrath of Heaven. This person has clearly converted themselves up a jet bike.
That's cool.
And you can see, looking at the back, it's got the pipes and stuff, so it looks like the body of it is a traditional Space Marine bike.
Right.
But that front section looks like the turbine. So a flyer like a Stormhawk Interceptor or something like that.
Right.
So it's pretty neat.
Like that side is a sponson side. You can see that. Yeah.
I made sure to follow Mascot Miniatures because I want to see this fully finished up whenever they paint it. I can tell that's a skull from the basing skull set. So it's some pretty neat stuff here. It looks like they sculpted that lightning bolt White Scar symbol out of clay or epoxy. It looks like milliput.
I really wish they would do individual pics instead of the
collages. Yeah.
I mean, it would speak volumes to their.
Very cool stuff, though. I'm really looking forward to seeing this painted up. This one of the things I love about Art of the Week is when people send me art for us to review on Art of the Week, it also gives me the opportunity to follow some very cool artists because, some of these I wasn't following before.
Right.
And when they send it to us, it's like, oh, this guy has cool stuff and this guy has cool stuff. So I'm just clicking away at the follow button. Some Crimson Fist. I thought you'd like this. I see Big Mech Danskull has liked this. I don't know if someone sent this to me or if I just grabbed this for you. But
yeah, So a really interesting lighting effect on that the OSL on the headlamp.
Mm-hmm.
It's yellowish, but it pulls out a greenish hue, and I think it's because it's over blue, yellow over blue. But I love that. I love that. That is so cool. Yeah, I like this. Yeah, I do like this.
I remember when they did a whole bunch of stratagems and stuff like that to show the Crimson Fist and Love back a ways back. You were like, I've been considering a second chapter of Space Marines, and you were thinking about painting up some of your Imperial Fists as Crimson Fists.
Yep, remember that. Yep. Well,
so it's kind of cool.
Well, I'm pretty excited. I'm pretty excited because I ordered some intercessors that I'm going to put together, and I'm gonna have my daughter's boyfriend put them together and help me paint them. So it'll be a little surprise for him. So he is going because he's collecting.
Unless he watches the show.
Well, I don't think he's watching. He should be watching the show, if he knows what's good for him. But no, I mean, since he wants to collect, Black Templars, then I figured, what, that'd be pretty cool. Start set like a set of 10 intercessors would be neat.
That'll be cool, man. Starting him up with some Primaris, getting him some shooty action, and then he can acquire the rest of the pieces later.
I got another lieutenant I can throw in there as well. So.
Oh yeah, so by putting in an HQ and the intercessors, man, you're starting them off with a patrol.
Pretty much, yeah.
Mini Warmutt. Hi, sexy beast you.
Hello.
What up, baby?
Man.
Good to see you, my brother.
Yep. Hello. Goodbye.
We unfortunately are exiting right at 11 o'clock now because we are doing this all over again in the morning. Again, shameless plug here, but guys, if you want to catch our UK-friendly show, we will be back at 10 a.m. U.S. Central Time or 4 p.m. UK time to do this UK-friendly live stream. That's going to be at a convenient time for us to hang out, for our UK friends to hang out, because we really enjoy when we get to catch up with our UK friends. We know that our current Friday Night Live chat, we love doing our Friday Night Live chat, but how it's not always convenient for our friends on the other side of the pond. Right. So this will be our once a month hoorah. That'll be good for all parties involved, I think.
So excited.
If anyone's interested in joining us, man, we would love to see you guys hanging out in the chat.
Yeah, get to say hi to our friends from across the pond. Hi.
Absolutely. And to advertise again, if you weren't here at the beginning of the stream, in the morning we will have the Restless Kaiser from Modeling for Advantage.
Oh, God.
So I'm really looking forward to that. I really, he may end up telling me to shut my gob, but. And Commodore, I think you've only had to take 2 shots tonight, so.
It's true. You only had to said it once, didn't you?
I always say it twice in a row, though, so
yes.
It's always a double shot.
Indeed.
All right, guys. Any closing thoughts, Freak, on anything we reviewed tonight or anything coming up or anything?
So far, the stuff for 9th edition, it's okay. I don't think I've had that wow factor yet. I'm kind of expecting it. I haven't gotten it yet. If that's fair,
that's fair.
So far from what I've seen, I haven't been punched in the face yet, and I'm just waiting. I'm hoping that that's going to happen. Where Games Workshop is just going to say, "All right, guys, we give you a little tidbit. Now here it is. Bam! Just punch you right in the freaking face with all this goodness and excitement and just But right now, it's just like, okay, you just sprinkling a little salt and pepper. I'm like, okay, I'll have a little taste.
And they'll probably be trickling it the whole way. They're not going to give us everything because they want you to buy the book. But
right. So anyway, but yeah, I'm hopeful. I'm being hopeful, right? And I think I just don't want another complex
Kaiju says it's weird that you're hoping for that because any day where he doesn't get punched in the face is usually
a good day. Well, you don't understand my luck though. It's either get punched in the face or tased.
Tased, right?
Yeah.
Right.
So,
it's one or the other.
Right. So,
lesser of two evils, I guess.
Exactly. So I'd rather punch in the face. You only get hit once and like, oh, ow. While they're holding the trigger down, you're just peeing on yourself. Like. Methos eating his pie, watching me getting tased. Man, he's really getting it today. Wow, he must be really rolling freaks. Dang.
Oh, I forgot to mention that. I asked him earlier in the week if he got punched in the balls or tased because I put in an order from Spellcrow, and I got these cool shoulder pads for my brand Red Maw in the future. That was cool, but then I got they were not stingy with the free stuff. Shout out to Spellcrow. They were not stingy. I got a whole Orc Commando, which is a really cool model. I think I may actually go to Spellcrow for the rest of my Orc Commandos. This guy's got a crude knife and then a rebar pipe in the other hand. It looks really cool. Got a free one of those. Got a free Space Wolf, and the Space Wolf had 4 different weapon options, 5 different head options, Space Wolf specific chest and legs, and then 2 different options of backpacks, and it was cool. And there were helmeted and unhelmeted options. And then I got half a Catachan, which that was odd, but yeah, it was cool. I got I'm positive I got more free bits than bits I actually ordered. Spellcrow was not stingy with the freebies at all, so definitely love me some Spellcrow. Damn, I've got an ice cream headache. How's those punches, freak? Yep, that's our relationship. When one of us is doing really well, we got to call and check on the other one.
Pretty much. And he does that too. He's like, hey, things have been going really well for me. How are things going for you? I'm dying right now. Oh, okay then.
That explains the free ice cream today.
Exactly.
I kid you not. I called Freak one day. I sent him pictures. I said, look at this. I got a free 8. It was like an 8-piece chicken I got for free one night. Grilled chicken over at
Polo Loco.
Yeah, El Pollo Loco, who does this really amazing, not baked chicken, grilled chicken. They do amazing grilled chicken. I got a free 8-piece for free. I called him up, and the dude was like, you will never believe the day I just had. And I was like, oh, crap.
Yep.
Sorry.
Bad day. And here he is telling me, well, you won't believe the day I had. I got free chicken. I hate you.
And then it does, I honestly, I have only myself to blame for his hatred, because I never make it any better, because he'll start mouthing off to me and he'll start talking crap, and I'll be like, at least I got free chicken. I get so mad. I'm pretty sure if I was in strangle range, I would have been strangled.
Yep. They're like.
All right, guys. Closing thoughts for me, other than when Freak's having a rough day, I get free stuff. Shout out to Spellcrow this week. Got some, I have concerns. I don't want anybody to think that I'm salty and not appreciating 9th edition. I'm not looking forward to going in. I really am. Just because I'm cautiously optimistic, it's just because I'm a little gun shy from how hard I got kicked in the teeth for playing Melee when we switched over to 8th edition. Okay, so I'm feeling a little traumatized by that. And I understand that they promised, oh, don't worry, we thought about you. I need to see it work for myself, right? And they've made little tweaks, and like I said, we'll talk more in depth in the morning, but some things like the firing, taking these big ass weapons and just shooting you in the face when you're in combat, some of them are like, this is going to make me weaker as Melee. If I'm already getting mostly shot off the board, by the time I make it to Freak's back lines, only one of my cavalry are alive. Well, if only 1 or 2 of my cavalry are alive when I get to his lines, and I run into his Predator that's got 4 las cannons.
And all you give me is
if I don't kill that Predator in one go, he's going to laugh at me.
You're going to penalize me -1? Okay, I'll take that penalty. Boom! God.
Yep. So I mean, I have concerns. I'm not mad. I'm not salty, and I'm not not looking to 8th edition. But I really feel like Psychic Awakening, we finally came into power. Like, we're still not like top tier, but I feel like we're at a very, very, we're at a strong place now. At the end of 8th edition,
Right.
it took me forever to swim my way, upstream from where 8th edition started to where we are here at the end of 8th edition.
Like
so I'm just
famine.
cautiously optimistic on what the scenery is going to look like when we change again. I'm not upset or salty about the new edition in any way whatsoever. I'm just looking. Okay, when you adopt a dog that used to get beaten, every time you flinch your hand, the dog panics. That's what I'm feeling with some of these rules come out. I flinch, I'm the whipped dog. So, anyways, I'm feeling pretty good about the new edition overall. I'm just cautious. Anyways, that's my closing thoughts. I really do feel good about this. I'm just waiting to see what happens.
And congratulations on your free stuff.
Thank you. Anyways, thank you so much for joining us tonight. I'm really, really looking forward to the morning show. So let me call out all of our support like I do at the First of all, thanks to everyone here in the chat for joining us tonight, because again, chatting with you guys is like the best part of our weekend.
It's therapy.
And so we really appreciate doing the stream. Freak was all frustrated with his tech when we first got on. Anytime we chat with you guys, it immediately brings us down and we're having a good time. So thank you guys so much for joining us tonight. Big shout out to the Eat a Gear Wargamers Unification Group and, of course, the Chilling Network over at Chilling Wargamers, because we consider ourselves part of the Chilling Network, and we're so glad when we get to work with them. Big shout out to them. And, of course, shout out to our patrons who help us, run what we do and keep everything going. So, of course, this is the part where I thank my patrons. If you have me on speaker or anything, or if you have me on your earpieces, maybe time to tone me down. Because I get a little bit excited. So, I apologize for waking up my neighbors. First of all, I want to thank Bloodclaw, Heinrich, Botha.
Heinrich, cool name.
Bloodclaw, Running Bear.
Running Bear. Is he a bear? Why is he running?
Bloodclaw, Richard at the Nerd Life.
He is the Nerd Life.
Bloodclaw, Big Mech, Dansko.
Big and he drives a mech.
Bloodclaw, Brian, the Mini War Mutt.
He's a mutt.
Bloodclaw, Chief, Live Gaming.
He is the chief.
Bloodclaw, Big D at the Game Craft Dragon.
Because he's got a big D.
Bloodclaw, Brother Inquisitor Zane.
Crazy Zane, we missed you.
Grey Hunter, Brother Roxas.
IT Master.
Grey Hunter, Zack the Crimson Painter.
He paints with red. A lot.
Wolfguard, Kalo.
Drop trowel, baby.
The Smash Captain of the Gamecraft Dragon, Wolfguard, Commodore.
And not the 80s computer.
The mysterious, ultimate Wolf Lord, Anonymous.
We don't know who you are.
The ultimate Wolf Lord,
Meeks, Meeks, clap them cheeks.
And the Smash Captain of the Frost and Fists, wielding the banhammer in every chat.
Yes.
The ultimate Wolf Lord.
adventure.
Guys, thank you so much for all your support and everything you guys do for us. Oh, hey, Heinrich arrived just in time to hear his name. As always, we really appreciate you guys. If you guys liked tonight's episode, then please make sure that you grab up an ox and smash that like button in the name of the Emperor. Drop us some comments down below. Feel free to be part of any of these ridiculous, or depending on how you feel about night, maybe some of these controversial conversations. Feel free to weigh in. If you guys are not yet subscribed to the channel, then Freakalicious,
Come on,
and your Wolf Brother would love to have you as part of the pack here on the Frost and Fist. Until next time, guys. Stay frosty.
bye.